There are places that don't just waste your time, they slowly erase you. They strip away your strength, your purpose, your individuality, until you no longer remember who you were before you entered them. These are not physical locations alone, but mental prisons built from comfort, noise, and illusion. Let's uncover 4 of them and understand why escaping them is a silent act of spiritual warfare. 1. The place of constant comparison. There exists a realm where your worth is not defined by virtue, but by visibility. It's the place where people trade authenticity for approval, where every thought must be dressed for applause and every silence feels like failure. It's the modern arena of comparison, social media, gossip circles, and endless performance for validation. A man who lives there forgets himself. He becomes a reflection of others' opinions, chasing applause like a starving animal hunts for scraps. His peace is owned by the crowd. His emotions are at the mercy of strangers. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. The moment we start living through others' eyes, we lose command over our soul." Comparison transforms desire into envy, humility into insecurity, and effort into exhaustion. True strength begins when we withdraw from this battlefield of illusions, when we stop seeking to be seen and instead seek to understand. The Stoics remind us, the opinion of the crowd is neither good nor bad, it's indifferent. What matters is our judgment of ourselves. When we retreat from constant comparison, we begin to hear the quiet voice of truth again. It says, "You were never meant to compete with others, only with the weaker version of yourself." 2. The place of endless distraction. There's another place, far more subtle, the realm of distraction. It's not loud like comparison. It's silent, sweet, and slow. It doesn't destroy you in one blow. It drains you drop by drop. Seneca warned us of this danger when he said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." The world today offers us 1,000 ways to escape ourselves: constant noise, screens, shallow conversations, and meaningless pleasure. But the more we escape, the less of ourselves remains. The man addicted to distraction fears stillness because silence reveals truth. It forces him to confront the chaos within. And so, he hides behind activity, scrolling, talking, planning, performing, anything but being. But those who seek mastery must walk the opposite path. They must enter the silence willingly. In that silence, we discover that peace is not found in doing more. It's found in needing less. When we sit in solitude, we meet the one person we've been running from, ourselves. We see our fears, our desires, our weaknesses. And once we confront them, they lose their power. That's when the real transformation begins, not in motion, but in stillness. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And mastery can only exist in awareness, an awareness we can't find in the noise. So we must withdraw from these two places, comparison and distraction. Not because the world is evil, but because peace cannot be found where we lose ourselves. 3. The place where you betray yourself for peace. The most dangerous place a person can live is not among chaos, nor in the company of enemies, but in the quiet comfort of self-betrayal. It's that invisible corner of the soul where you start saying yes when you mean no, where you silence your truth to keep the peace, where you shrink your light so that others won't feel small. This is the place where your spirit begins to die while your body still moves. It's not a wound that bleeds, it's one that rots, slowly, quietly, and almost politely. Seneca once wrote, "He who does not prevent a crime when he can, encourages it." The same applies inwardly. When you allow yourself to be mistreated, disrespected, or used, you silently encourage your own destruction. You may think you're being kind, but you're feeding a wolf that will later devour your soul. The Stoics taught that virtue, not comfort, must guide every action. When we betray our inner principles for temporary peace, we invite long-term suffering. The man who avoids conflict by lying to himself becomes a stranger to his own reflection. He may appear calm, but inside, he's at war. This is why Marcus Aurelius warned, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Because every time you abandon your truth, you move further away from the person you were meant to become. You start living as a mask, a version shaped by fear and compliance. And the longer you wear it, the harder it becomes to remember who you truly are. But the moment you stop betraying yourself, the world begins to shift. You no longer crave validation because integrity becomes your new form of peace. You no longer fear solitude because silence feels cleaner than false connection. The truth is, people who truly respect you will never demand that you betray yourself to please them. It's only the weak who need others to stay small so they can feel tall. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Because standing in your truth often means standing alone. But that solitude is sacred. It's where character is forged, where strength is born, and where your spirit becomes untouchable. When we stop betraying ourselves, something profound happens. Our silence gains power. Our presence becomes heavier. Our eyes hold more truth. Because the man who no longer lies to himself becomes impossible to control. So the next time you're tempted to bend your truth just to keep things easy, remember this. Peace built on self-betrayal is nothing but a slow form of death. Choose the harder path. The one lined with truth, solitude, and discipline. That is where your real freedom lives. 4. The people who drain your spirit without you noticing. There exists a subtle danger in the world, one that rarely appears as obvious. The people who steal your energy without drawing blood. They are not the ones who openly attack, insult, or betray you. No, these are the quiet vampires of the soul. The ones whose presence feels light at first, but gradually clouds your mind, frays your patience, and erodes your spirit. Stoic philosophy teaches us that our inner fortress is sacred. Marcus Aurelius warned, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And yet so often we hand over this power unknowingly, allowing certain people to dictate our emotions, decisions, and sense of self-worth. These individuals come with masks of charm, charisma, or vulnerability. They may ask for favors, expect emotional labor, or subtly manipulate conversations to make you feel responsible for their feelings. At first, you indulge them out of kindness. You listen, you help, you bend. But over time, you begin to notice a hollow sensation, as though something vital inside you has been quietly extracted. The first step in reclaiming your energy is awareness. Observe carefully who leaves you feeling alive and who leaves you feeling depleted. Seneca reminded us, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Notice the distinction between people who elevate your spirit and those who quietly consume it. The second step is discipline. To distance yourself from these energy drainers is not cruelty. It is an act of self-respect. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Our reaction should always prioritize the preservation of our inner virtue and peace. Allowing toxic presences to linger under the guise of friendship or obligation is a betrayal of the self, and the final step is liberation. When we stop giving away pieces of ourselves to those who cannot honor them, we reclaim the energy, clarity, and focus that were ours from the beginning. We stand taller, think clearer, and feel lighter, not because the world has changed, but because we have restored the natural order within ourselves. This is not about hostility or revenge. It is about quiet authority. The man who knows the value of his spirit does not need to prove himself. He does not argue with those who drain him. He simply removes himself from the situation. Like a river cutting its path, he flows around obstacles, undisturbed, uncorrupted, unclaimed. In truth, our lives are sacred laboratories of character, fortitude, and presence. Every interaction, every relationship is a test. Does it strengthen me, or does it weaken me? Those who weaken us must be seen, understood, and finally released. And when that release occurs, something remarkable happens. Our presence becomes magnetic, unshakable, and quietly commanding. We attract not because we chase attention, but because we no longer allow anyone to siphon our vitality. Our silence, our solitude, and our self-respect become our true power. Remember this: the greatest power is not in confrontation, nor in loud resistance, but in the patient and disciplined cultivation of a mind and spirit that cannot be touched by those who would drain it. That is where real freedom lives, in the quiet mastery of your own inner world. If this message spoke to you, if it stirred something deep inside, don't let it fade into silence. Subscribe now and join us on this path of inner mastery, self-control, and unshakable strength. Hit the bell so you never miss the lessons that the world doesn't want you to learn. Remember, your power is quiet, your presence is magnetic, and your mind is unstoppable.